So welcome to the webinar meeting style today, Rahim. My name is Trung, and this is Rahim Lakhani from Lakhani Group. Pleasure to have you on board today for this brief interview. Now, I'll let the audience know a little bit about Rahim here. He's actually one of the 7 attendees at my inaugural official.
Yeah.
I guess we call it official now. We call it official coming to Toronto to do my training, my workshop there on the commercial financing mastery. And there you go. There's proof that he graduated. He got one of these portfolio.
There
really
you go.
For those who graduated, nice ones. Leather, man. It's nice, eh?
It is. Yeah. I can sleep on it.
Rahim, what was the impression you got when you use this as part of your I guess in meeting with clients and stuff?
You know, believe it or not, but it's all perspective, you know. So the suit that you wear, you know, the way you present, you know, you take a nice portfolio. It's all perspective. And
presentation.
More than that, you actually feel confident. You feel confident walking into a meeting. You've got something like this. And now the conversation changes. It becomes more richer rather than you're just raggedy rag and you're just walking in, low energy, low voice, low interest, right? So it's the whole dynamics changes. So
every little bit adds up and helps, right? Very cool, very cool. So after you took, actually, first of all, let me get something from you first. When you took the workshop, I know you didn't have a lot of expectation coming into that, on the fact that you just add another arrow to your quiver, right, per se?
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
What was the first idea that you implemented? You mentioned to me the other day about meeting clients. That was one of the key things that I mentioned in the entire workshop, that meeting the client is quite important, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So for those of you who know me and who've been working with me, know that my expertise is in the private side of the business. So before joining SUA here, that's exactly like, if you are a broker, if you are an agent and you couldn't place a file, you basically come to me for, hey, Rahim can't place a file, you've got connections in the private world, work with me, co-broker, whatever. So that's kind of how I've built my reputation. So that was kind of like my niche. But in a lot of times, and anyone who's in the private business will attest, is that meeting with the end client becomes a challenge, because sometimes, that co-broker is in place and that broker is so protective of their client. It just becomes, they think that I'm going to steal their business. I'm going to steal their client. And so I brought that to the conversation. I said, Sua, like I literally, the day I met Sua, one day before, I had a file that went south because I did not meet the client. And from that day, I just said, this is ridiculous, because I work really hard, believe it or not. I work really hard to make my investors happy and make the end user happy. But my mistake in this one was I did not speak with the client and got things ready and burned my bridges with the investor, because the client actually did not go through with the mortgage that we basically hustled to get. So that was the problem. So Sua helped me out here. Maybe you can chime in what you said.
I think it's all about mindset, right? And one of the biggest things that I started off with at the workshop was mindset. And me having a successful mindset means that you don't waste time, right? Because commercial files are more complicated than even private files, right? And when you get a private file that has a commercial component, now you're getting a double whammy, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a double whammy on your hand. And
that's
yet
right.
You don't get to talk in front of the client. And that's one of the things I want to talk about today, right? Is how do you add value? Because if you're talking with another broker, there's nothing between you and that client to be able to show the value that you bring to the table, right? Yeah. All you're bringing is the price now. And you know what? you know what they say about price, right?
Yeah, in the absence of value, all you're competing is on the price.
That's right. That's right. And you don't want to be that, right? So one of the biggest things that I like to get across to anybody, and especially when they get into commercial financing, is that value. What immense value bring to the table, right? What are you bringing? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
So what value are you bringing to the table? You can't create any value when you have no control, when you have no direct contact with that client. And that's the biggest takeaway that you did, and you implemented it, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened.
So how did that come about? Once you started.
So
you took a leap of faith, first of all, right? Because he said, "This is not how I do things, Sue." Right? So just Rahim, just do it, right?
Because my mindset when I started doing a business was that, hey, I want to focus on the whole co-brokering model. And I actually want to speak very little with the client because that's going to take, emotional roller coasters, managing the client or speaking with the client. But I saw a big divide between what the brokers understand their own clients' needs versus the questions that I ask for that particular client. And it's day and night, like it was day and night. And the frustrating part was the questions that I asked the broker, it just made shit up. I'm sorry, pardon my French, but what's the exit strategy? Oh, we're gonna just refinance it with a B lender. Okay, I said okay to a lot of files, but the more you dig, the more dirt you find. It's so it's just not as easy as okay, we're gonna refinance with a B lender.
Yeah, sometimes it's a grave you're digging, right?
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool. So because of that, now you got rid of those time wasters. And even though you mentioned a lot of them at the beginning refused to accept this new norm that you requested, right?
Yeah. So after your event, I basically went back to my desk and I said, what you mentioned earlier, just focus on the ones that makes the most sense. And I called pretty much every single broker that I work with, and I said, basically, if I can't speak with the client, I'm not going to work with the file. And 90% of the agents and brokers said, bye-bye. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, that's better. That's better that way that they said bye-bye, because I have enough business on the table, that I can survive it. So that there's no problem.
So what you did now is what? Is the second point I'm talking about.
Is that standard?
No. Work smarter.
Work smarter, okay.
Not harder.
Yeah.
Right? Because after you mentioned that, and now what happened?
Now,
it came back.
Funny enough, so pretty much I felt, for that 1.5 week, I felt, what I've lost. I have very little, business, and I've lost all the business and there's no one going to give me any more business, because that's what I've told everyone, no calls with the client. If you don't let me interview the client, I'm not going to work on it. And, I didn't hear back from pretty much all my agents and broker partners for about a week and a half. And it was basically, I wasn't doing any business except for a couple of files here and there, right? So, but a week and a half goes by, and every single one of those guys called me back and said, here's the phone number, here's the email address. Please go ahead and talk with the client.
Because you know your value, and so do they. You see? That's the key. Understand where your value is, and said, that's enough. This is what I'm doing my part. Pay me.
Absolutely.
Right?
Look, this is in no way or means to undermine a broker or agent's ability to do business.
No, we're not.
What I want to do is enhance, the support structure that they have, because a lot of agents I on a daily basis or a monthly basis speak with a wide variety of lenders, a wide variety of commercial managers, and investors alike. And so you can't tell me that the knowledge base that I have is going to be the same as the knowledge base that you have. So that's where I'm bringing in that value.
Yeah, so why did they came to you in the first place, right? See? Because now you truly understand your core value, what you stand for. Now you're working smarter, and you implemented what I mentioned before, right? Now you really got upfront what expectation.
That's right.
Right now. And the reason why you want to meet those clients, because you need to see them to understand this too. The broker knows the upfront expectation now, but you need to get to your client.
Absolutely.
Because why? At the end of the day, what do you want to do? I like to work less. How about you?
Work less, yeah.
More.
Work less, earn more. Absolutely. I mean, why that? The funniest thing is that makes the most sense, but it's so difficult to accept that reality. Right? Am I wrong?
It is like, and I'll be honest with you too, because business is slow for everybody, and sure, developers slow down, commercials slow down as well too. But here's the key thing: I don't get tire kickers anymore. The slowdown in business stops tire kickers, because so many deals, I'm sure you finance even private side, that are like, we think about doing this or this. Can you get us financing?
Oh,
right?
oh my God, all day long.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So get rid of those tire kickers.
Absolutely. And the more you say no, the better the quality of business.
That's it.
Yeah.
The true real estate professional, the developers that really wants to get in business for the long run, the game, they know it's going to take time. Like I'm working on a project, it's it keeps changing. If I went from 3 million to up to 5.6 million, down to 5 million, down to 3 million, I was like, they haven't set out the price yet. It's like, they keep moving the target for me. But however, I know this because I've helped one of the brothers finance a low-rise project. So it's going to be between 3 and 5 million. I don't care. And then they're willing to pay me my 2%, right? So whether it's 60 or 120,000, it's going to be something between there. So if it takes 5 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, so be it.
So be it.
So the money's in the pipeline.
That was a great lesson. Like, it was life-changing. And right now you can see my board here. I'm working on 9 files. I was looking at, people were sending files. I had like close to 500 deals in the inbox.
Ouch.
I'm like just getting, frustrated with what's going on here. But right now, focusing on 9 files and giving the most, because those are the guys who are coming to me and saying, we want your help. Let's work together. I will work with, to the nth degree, and I will be true and honest to you. It's like working with, like, they working with their lawyer, or they're working with like their doctor. Like it's that kind of
nice. Yeah. So you get to call the shot because you have the value, you understand what your position is, and you got the upfront expectations. Right? That's working smarter. And now the reason why you're doing what you're doing is this third point.
Yep.
Right? Because you could have said, yeah, I'm going to grab all 500 files and struggle and to juggle all of them. And you know what? Put 80% of them going to, oops. It's not okay. You wasted time on those oops.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And most people think, and in this seminar as well that, we had a few days ago, that was the mentality that, leads. I mean, I was like, oh, it's not about leads anymore,
Yeah.
So it's about the quality. It's about the experience.
Very cool. So I'll keep this brief and short because we're doing a series of videos with you, and I look forward to helping you out, Rahim. It's just great to connect after the workshop and seeing that you implemented it. I think the key thing to success really is not about knowing everything. Like you probably come back to the next workshop that I have in Toronto again to absorb the rest of the content, right? And I know it's overwhelming, but the coolest thing that I got to say to people like yourself and students I've coached is implementation. You've done it, at least. Right? At least do implement one thing. You don't have to do all of them. Slowly, the piece of the puzzle you get put in the right places, right?
Absolutely. And before you close, I just want to say, like, the mindset that I had before attending your seminar and after attending your seminar is day and night. So people who are, on the edge of thinking, should I hit that submit button and, go for it? Or, is this guy for real? This guy's for real. So please come on to the next one. I think the next one is in November.
Yep, mid-November. I'll get the dates on the commercialfinancingmastery.com website, and I'll update that shortly.
Awesome. I look forward to that.
Yeah. Good to have you on the show today here, Rahim, and look forward to the next couple of videos with you.
Thank you, sir.